Hello everyone, welcome back to Tali's Kitchen, and today we're going to be making these absolutely gorgeous cinnamon buns. Now these turned out absolutely delicious. I could not have enough of these cinnamon buns, and these are cinnamon raisin buns and they're really easy to prepare. You don't need any equipment to prepare this bread, and it's just absolutely fantastic. It is decadent, soft. It's full of flavor. The cinnamon really comes through, the raisins just adding a fantastic punch in there, and it was absolutely delicious. I think this is by far one of my most favorite snacks to make, or breads to make, because it really comes together really easily as well, and the integrity of the flavor just remains intact through and through. So without any further ado, let's learn how to get this absolutely simple recipe done. I don't know. This was just delicious. I could not get enough, to be honest. I kept on going in for the next bite and the next bite. But let's learn how to get this done. So I'm going to start off here by preparing my flour, and I'm doing a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Next up, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of salt, and then 1 tablespoon of yeast, and then I'm just going to go in with my hands to mix all my dry ingredients to combine. Once everything is nicely mixed together, go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of melted butter or melted margarine. I use melted margarine here because I did not have any butter, and then just go in with your hand and make sure everything is nicely mixed together. Next up, go ahead and add 1 egg and then 2/3 cup of milk, and then that's it, you're done. So just go in with your hands again and try to get a really smooth dough out of this. You don't need to add any additional liquid or flour to this. This is good to go. So just take your time and knead your dough until you get a nice smooth dough. Now this does take a little bit of time, but not like 10 minutes or so, just 5 minutes, because you just want to ensure you really get a nice smooth dough to work with at the end. So you just need a little bit of elbow grease. It's nothing too serious, to be honest. So just take your time until you achieve your nice smooth dough. You can do this on a counter or in a bowl, whichever seems easier for you. Working on my counter was just easier for me today. So this looks perfect, and I'm going to put this in my bowl and cover this and let this double in size. Now, depending on how warm your place is, then that will determine how long your dough will have to rise. But once it's double in size, just go ahead and punch it in to remove all the air, and then we're going to transfer this to our counter so that we can roll this out. So I'm just going to go ahead and dust this with a little bit of flour, and we're going to try and spread this out into a rectangular shape. So do take your time here. You're not looking for a very thick piece of dough. So just spread this out until you get a rectangular shape of about, I would say, almost I'm trying to think here. I'm thinking with a 30 centimeter ruler, maybe 60 centimeters in length, and just about 20 to 25 centimeters in width. Yes, that is what you're looking for. I did not go ahead and measure this because I haven't bought my kitchen ruler yet, but I'm going to do that. But just make it into some form of a rectangular shape. As you can see, this shape is a little bit but it's fine. So we're going to drizzle on our brown sugar on 2/3 of this dough. So I didn't have enough brown sugar here today, so this is all I had in the house. But go ahead and add in as much as you want depending on how sweet you want your bread to be. And then next up I'm going to be drizzling here some cinnamon powder, and I'm sieving my cinnamon powder because from experience the cinnamon powder kind of has some huge granules, and sometimes even a little bit of um, maybe, I don't know, I don't think it's as pure as I'd want it to be because this is store-bought. So just go ahead and use a sieve to drizzle your cinnamon powder onto your bread, onto your dough, sorry. Lastly here I'm going to be adding on some raisins. I really love raisins. I was making this and it wasn't in my mind, but when it came into my mind I was like, yes, I want to put raisins in my cinnamon buns. So like I said, you want to apply all whatever we're applying here on 2/3 of the dough. I did sprinkle on a little bit of white granulated sugar because like I said, I didn't have enough brown sugar today. So I'm going to bring in a third, the third that we didn't put anything on. I'm just going to bring it and fold it in like you've seen there. And then I realized when it's time to fold in the other side, all the raisins are going to line up on the edge. So I decided to pick them up and just put them on the dough, and then we're going to bring the other parts in. So do try to pull in your dough to get a really nice rectangular shape again, and then we're going to prepare to spread this out once more. So just go ahead and dust this with a little bit of flour on both sides. It is a bit heavy because it does contain the ingredients we added on the inside, so do treat this really gently when you're lifting it off the counter. So go ahead and spread out your dough. This is now going to be about roughly 30 centimeters by about 15 centimeters. So once you achieve that, or you've achieved the thickness you can see on the screen, then you're good to go. So go ahead and use your pizza cutter to cut this into equal strips. Now this is why I need a kitchen ruler, because some of them did turn out a little bit bigger than I wanted them to be, but it's fine. The taste integrity remains intact. So once you've cut them into those strips, go again with your pizza cutter and cut now those strips into two, but not fully to the edge, just like you can see here, then leave it. So don't get fully to the edge, just roll it in and then stop right at the edge. So once you achieve that on all the dough, then you know you're good to go. So now I'm going to pick up one piece, and what we're going to do is just twist this out in the opposite direction, and then once you achieve that, just roll it on top of each other the way I'm doing here on the screen, and then we're going to tuck in the edges. So just squeeze the edges first and then just go and roll it in, and then make sure you tuck in the edge as well underneath so that this doesn't spread out while it's baking in the oven. So make sure you've secured your edges really tightly before you set this down. So we're just going to repeat the same process for the rest of our striped dough here, and then once everything is done, you're good to go. I repeat, it is very important to ensure you've securely tucked in the edges of your dough. And then I'm just going to put this on my baking tray, which I've lined up with my baking sheet, and then we're going to cover this and we're going to let this rest until they've at least doubled in size. So this looks absolutely fantastic. This has been resting for about 1 hour. It's a bit cold here today, and then I'm just going to brush this with some egg wash. And then this is now going to go in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. And our cinnamon buns are ready. Look at how incredible they stand out. Now these are just absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and brush this with a little bit of sugar syrup, and this is sugar syrup I had left when I made some gulab jamuns. So if you do want to make sugar syrup, you just need about a quarter cup of sugar, an eighth cup of water, and a little bit of cardamom powder, and then you can just heat that up until you get your sugar syrup, and then go ahead and just brush your sugar syrup onto your cinnamon buns. It's optional, but it really gives it a really beautiful glaze and an additional sweetness in there, which is not too sweet. So it's a perfect combination, but if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And would you look at how incredible they stand out? The bread is nice and soft, fully cooked. I mean, why would you buy bread in a supermarket when you can bake yourself some cinnamon buns? Because this is 1,000 times better than bread. They are just absolutely delicious. So I hope you really enjoyed this recipe, and if you do try it out, please let me know how it goes in the comment sections below. If you have any questions regarding this recipe, also write them down in the comment section and I will definitely respond. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please consider subscribing, and I will see you all next time with another amazing recipe. For now, bye bye.